Welcome to my instructional video. Today we're going to be talking about similes and metaphors and the difference between the two and how you can tell them apart. To begin, let's talk about simile. So, a simile is defined as a comparison usually between two things made explicit by the use of the words like or as. Let's see an example. In this sentence, the woman's lips are like red roses. There's an explicit comparison being made between the woman's lips and the rose. You can tell that it's a simile because of the use of the word like in the sentence. That draws the distinction between the lips and the roses. Now that we know what similes are, let's talk about metaphor and what it is. Metaphor is defined as an implicit comparison between two things that are vastly different from each other but share some characteristics. Let's look at an example using the same woman from earlier. In this sentence, the woman's lips are red roses. Now, even though lips and roses are quite different, in this metaphor, their similar characteristics are used for comparison. The metaphorical red roses are applied to the subject lips without using like or as. Let's look at a few more examples of simile and metaphor to help better understand the distinction. In this sentence, the man is sneaky as a rat. The quality of the man's sneakiness is described by the use of simile. The comparison is made explicit through the use of the word as. It helps to clarify the relationship between the two images. Now, if we were to turn this sentence into a metaphor, we get a much different picture. The man is a sneaky rat. The quality of the man's sneakiness is as such that he becomes a rat. Though powerful, metaphors can often have ambiguous interpretations, so to make their meaning clearer, we must discuss tenor and vehicle. Tenor, vehicle, vehicle, tenor. Understanding these two terms will help you better understand similes and metaphors. Let's start with tenor. Tenor is defined as the literal subject of comparison. It is the thing that holds the meaning of the comparison. Vehicle, on the other hand, is the thing that the subject is being compared to. Let's go back to some of our earlier examples to better illustrate the difference between tenor and vehicle. In our sneaky rat man example, the man is the tenor of the comparison, whereas the rat would be considered the vehicle. The same is true in the simile. The man is the tenor, and the rat is the vehicle. In our first example, the woman's lips are what would be considered the tenor, whereas the red roses are called the vehicle. And it's the same as a simile as well. Now it's your turn. See if you can identify the type of comparison being made, the tenor and the vehicle. Feel free to pause the video to give yourself time to answer the questions. Number 1. The fox was quick like lightning. This is an example of simile. The tenor is the fox, and the vehicle is lightning. Number 2. Nature's first green is gold. This is an example of metaphor. The tenor of the sentence is nature's first green, and the vehicle is gold. Understanding the difference between simile and metaphor will help you better comprehend and convey comparative ideas.